Yeah, so Hunter's location here, and hopefully we can get Hunter in one of the top 3 spots. I know it's spotty, but we've got to get like you know, I'm sorry, what am I saying? We've got to get a view of that. Hunter's somewhere up in here. Tornado is going to be somewhere right in here. There's currently a confirmed tornado located near Covington. The storm has produced tornadoes off and on for over an hour. If you're in Hayward or Lucien, take shelter now. It looks like Freddie McKinney is also inside of the rear flank downdraft here. And all of these headlights you see going by, I believe these are all storm chasers. We're not in a very highly trafficked part of Oklahoma right now. Just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with the traffic out there. Very dangerous situation to have, packed roads around a heavily rain-wrapped, possibly strong tornado. But that's the situation that we're in right now. So this is just one of a couple of different storms that we're watching very closely right now. We've got an observed tornado up here now to the east of Covington, moving in the general direction of Lucien and Perry. Hopefully everybody over there is in their safe spots. Supercell on the southwestern side of this complex is also coming together here near Custer City, moving towards Greenfield, Geary, and those places in Oklahoma. We're going to be talking about you guys a lot tonight, unfortunately. What do we got going on here on Hunter's feed? Oops. I don't know what we're looking at here, but Hunter was stopped. Got headlights in front of him here. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but obviously we've got some intermittent connection issues because they are literally in the middle of a tornado. Understandably, might lose cell service in that situation. But right here where Hunter Hurley's locator dot is popping up, we've got a report of a tornado from an emergency manager relayed via NWS chat at the intersection of State Highway 74 and Flynn Road, which is exactly where Hunter is right now. So he might have encountered some damage here.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Got a new tornado warning way up in Nebraska now. This is for South Bend, Melia, and those places in Nebraska. We've got Cass and Sarpy County in Nebraska under a tornado warning. Take shelter immediately if you haven't already. This is a pretty strong indication of rotation that's capable of producing a tornado. Here's an updated look at Hunter Hurley's feed. Once again, he's right in the middle of this storm that's producing a big tornado down here in Oklahoma. I believe
a new tornado warning.
I believe he's in an all right spot. The odds of him hearing me are low, but should I try to reach out to him? Have you been talking to him, Riley?
Yeah, I believe he's pulled up on the same sort of situation where Brandon Kopic is. I don't know what's going on for sure, but there are some reports that it may have been a chaser hit by the tornado. As far as I know, everyone is okay. There's no reports of injuries, and the car luckily just ended up in the ditch.
Okay, if you hear anything else, just let us know. I don't want to call Hunter directly because it's probably pretty loud, and if there is something really bad going on, we might hear like an unfiltered, kind of version of that, and we want to make sure that we we filter it a little bit, just in case there are some details that we might not want to share on the air. But this is, obviously a powerful storm here, and there obviously I think was a tornado that crossed the road right here where Hunter Hurley is. Not too long ago. So we do believe that tornado is probably still down somewhere here between Lucien, Gansel, and Perry. Okay, so Perry, Oklahoma, and everywhere west of there needs to be in their safe spots right now. It's a very dangerous situation. So once again, things are just now starting to really ramp up as far as the tornado outbreak goes. We do expect things to continue to look more and more concerning as we go later into the night. I think probably between right now and maybe midnight, we're going to see a lot of the same. We're going to see some of our multicellular cluster here of embedded supercells continue to try to produce tornadoes and probably successfully produce big tornadoes as they cross the I-35 corridor. Around probably about 3 hours from now, some additional storms are going to pop up even farther to the southwest that will kind of even be in a better sort of spot to try to produce tornadoes. So I think that down here, it'll probably be much later tonight that we have to worry about that. But unfortunately, the significant tornado parameters are still looking like they're going to be quite off the charts when those new storms start to form later tonight. Yeah, and as far as what's going on Hunter Hurley's feed, there's some storm chasers that are in a ditch, and they're just kind of stuck right now. Everybody's okay. 4 minutes ago, we got this update from the Storm Prediction Center for northeastern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas. The tornado threat will increase through this evening. A local watch extension may be needed, with a new watch eventually expected farther downstream. So they're kind of they're looking at these supercells that are forming here out in front of that main line, and that's a pretty concerning situation because they're going to be in a quite favorable environment for tornadic production. And if they remain discrete, then that's exactly what we'll be dealing with, unfortunately. So two of the places that we're watching the hardest, I guess you could say, right now, as far as the potential for a near-term tornado. We believe that we might still have a tornado down somewhere over here west of Perry, but if we don't, it's very likely that a new one's going to form here soon. So we're watching this storm as it approaches Perry and Red Rock and Morrison, Oklahoma. We're also pretty concerned about the storms up here in Kansas, specifically the one now up to, to the west of Wichita. I'm sorry, to the west of Topeka, and also the one up there to the north and west of Topeka. This one has a history of producing a tornado already, and it could very well do so again as it goes up towards Wheaton and Onaga. And then, this storm over here has a more classic supercellular look to it and a lot of rotation. So Moonlight and Chapman, Kansas, get ready for that. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, just an update from the SPC. The high risk was maintained and it's actually been extended a bit further off to the east. So Tulsa, Oklahoma, that's a major population area and it is now included in that high risk of tornadoes.
Okay, thank you very much, Riley. Yeah, we did get an update from the Storm Prediction Center. We still have a high risk. They've just shaved a little bit off of all of our risk areas in the west here because as the storms move east tonight, everybody behind them, you're going to lose your ability to have new storms. But they also pushed it a little bit farther to the east. So once again, Tulsa now in the higher probabilities for tornadoes. Bartlesville, Oklahoma City, Norman, you guys are still in there. So unfortunately, no signs that anything's going to, trend in the downward direction as far as the intensity of this event goes. So Storm Prediction Center continues to promote a high risk, a rare high risk for the rest of the tonight. Moonlight, Upland, and Milford, you're now under a tornado warning. Okay, we were just talking about that. Really impressive looking supercell here. Lots of rotation. I would be surprised if it didn't produce a tornado as it goes towards Moonlight, Kansas. Take shelter now. Back down into Oklahoma we go. Our storm approaching Perry is such a monster storm that it's hard to tell what the heck's going on
A new
out
tornado warning has been issued.
Thankfully, it doesn't look as organized as it once did. So hopefully we'll have some time before we have to worry about that again. Let's go to the Lawton, Oklahoma radar and observe our storm, our tail end Charlie that Brad Arnold is currently going after. This storm is rotating a lot. It's got a supercellular structure. So far, not seeing anything imminently like, oh my gosh, this is about to do it. But, that could change very quickly. Definitely be in your safe spots up here in Kansas, up here towards Onaga and Wheaton. And then, of course, in Moonlight and Upland. Those are honestly some of the more impressive looking storms with just in terms of how they're actually interacting with the low-level jet. That newer tornado warning up here in Iowa, South Dakota, and now Minnesota. It's going to go for the next 33 minutes. We do have some rotation here near Rowena. This is moving towards Valley Springs, South Dakota. Eventually, this will make it up there towards Jasper, Minnesota. So get ready up there. This is a pretty strong storm, capable of producing a tornado all the way up there in Minnesota. So we're watching storms now in Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma during this widespread event. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Ryan. I think to the north and west of our current Nebraska tornado warning near Juan or Wen, west of Gretna, this is going just